Muy buenas a todos, soy Mariatxi y bienvenidos a otro capítulo de este de Raven. Vamos a ver si desciframos
Sarcophagus from the Old Kingdom.
el enigma para poder abrir la puerta que está ahí en el sótano.
Here we go. On the front, you can see the tutelary deities Amset and Happy. At a later date, it became traditional to show all four sons of Horus on all four sides of the sarcophagus. Each son signified a cardinal direction: Happy, the north; Amset, the south; Quebecsenueth, the west; and Duamutef, the east.
Vale.
There are actually two of the four sons of Horus on the front side of the sarcophagus: a man and a monkey.
Vamos a buscar más información.
The four sons of Horus, Amset, Hapi, Duamutef, and Quebecsenueth, are children of the god Horus the Elder and the goddess Isis. They are believed to protect canopic jars, which contain the internal organs of people who were mummified in ancient Egypt. As stellar gods, they are associated with the four cardinal directions. For that reason, their names were written on the four corners of the coffins during the Middle Kingdom period. Must be the canopic jars the director was talking about. One jar for each of the four sons of Horus.
Vale, tenemos babuino, que es el
Lungs.
norte. El sur ha dicho que era el humano.
The sign says Amset, liver;
El halcón
Quebecsenueth, intestines.
oeste.
Here we have Duamutef,
Este.
stomach.
Bueno, pues yo creo que con esta información, a ver, hijo de Horus, hijos de Horus, Api norte, el Api es babuino al norte, Amset humano al sur, el halcón al oeste. Vale, pues vamos a ver. O sea, si lo hacemos.
Zelma, is that you?
It is I, the Raven.
Did you find an exit?
No, I'm still looking. The basement is quite large.
Okay, don't go too far away.
Bueno, ahora hay que saber dónde ponemos. El norte hemos quedado que era el babuino. El babuino es este, norte. El humano al sur. Halcón, que ya está. Y aquí el... No. Derecha. Pero claro, la idea es que ahora puede ser... Esta es la combinación, pero claro, puede ser... Vamos a cambiarlos, vamos a poner que sea el norte aquí, el sur este el halcón, que sean estos puntos cardinales. Y aquí... Mira, bingo. Parece que hemos hecho algo.
There we go.
Vamos a ver qué nos encontramos tras esa puerta.
He's up there, Robert. I know that.
That may be. Go into the guard room and open the gates.
Tell the director.
Zelma, don't do it. It's too dangerous.
You can't stop me. Not anymore. Hmm. 200 steps at least. And a ladder. I'm too old for this.
Igual sí, igual estás demasiado mayor. Un aparato de radio.
Left over from the war, if I had to guess. And why not? So high above the city, it's the perfect place for a secret radio installation. It must be unbearably hot up here in the summer, but it's bearable at the moment. An old roof like this must be paradise for pigeons. Seems like there are dozens of them up there. I can't see them, but I can certainly hear them and smell them.
Qué raro.
The chair is the only object that's not covered with dust. It seems like someone sat on it recently. Handcuffs. Not what I expected. Was someone interrogated here?
¿Esposas dónde? Vaya, hay alguien.
The Raven, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you step into the light? Professor Lucio.
Ah, the professor. He might have made things difficult for me if I'd wanted to steal the second eye on the ship. Wrong, Constable Zellner.
Mr. Inch?
It is astonishing how far you've come. I thought young
El mayordomo.
would be my most dangerous opponent, but it seems I should have had more respect for age.
Siempre es el mayordomo.
The bomb on the train. Since when does the Raven risk human lives?
I knew that Legrand would be hot on my heels after the heist in London. He's a dangerous man, Mr. Zellner. He almost caught me once.
Is that a reason to resort to murder?
It wasn't my only reason. An eye for an eye, Constable Zellner.
What about the murder of the Baroness? Was that also your doing?
The death of the Baroness was never part of the plan. Dr. Gebhardt had a score to settle with her and got in my way.
You didn't care about the key to the safe?
I never wanted to steal the eye out of the safe. I always intended to strike here, in the museum.
What about Gebhardt's confession?
A nice idea, don't you think? It keeps the inspector out of my hair. For a few more hours, at least. Until everything collapses like a house of cards.
Why did you want to steal the second eye here?
The eye was in the bank in Zurich for a long time. Impossible to get at. Then the safe on the ship in Legrand's cabin. Too complicated. I heard about the secret basement and found out how the security system worked. I would have preferred to save my performance for the gala this evening, but, well, events demanded a change of schedule. Not least because of you, my nosy friend.
How did you do it? How did you plant the message on the safe in the train? How did you know that Gebhardt killed the Baroness and the demolition charge below the treasure chamber? How did you manage it all? Even if your arm isn't lame.
Oh, it is, believe me. I needed help, it's true. A messenger boy to replace my arms and legs.
A messenger boy?
Ah, Adil. This could be interesting. He's quite talented, but unreliable. He has a mind of his own plans. Don't you, Adil?
I never wanted blood to be shed, but it's time to make an exception.
Vaya.
He only forgot one thing. I keep things firmly in hand. Always. End of story.
¿Se ha acabado el juego? Siempre es el mayordomo.
I told you not to get off. What if the train had gone without you?
So, you're taking a job as a ship's doctor.
I am excited but nervous too. I'm not exactly a champion swimmer.
If you wind up in the water on board a ship, something's gone terribly wrong.
Qué raro. Este es el polizón, ¿no?
What was all that in the museum?
That didn't quite go according to plan, did it? And I hate it when things don't go according to plan.
You nearly killed them.
You let them catch you.
It wasn't my fault. Scotland Yard was there.
If I thought it was your fault, you'd already be bobbing in the River Thames with a bullet in your head. Someone tipped them off. I don't know who, but I'm going to find out. Where is the jewel? Ah, marvelous. But it's just half the set, and stealing the second eye will be more difficult than I'd anticipated.
Why are we meeting here and not in Venice like we planned?
London drew more attention than planned. They put Legrand on the case.
Nicholas Legrand?
He's searching the train.
Shouldn't we postpone the plan under these circumstances?
On the contrary, I gave him an anonymous tip.
A tip?
I told him that the train will be robbed.
You don't seriously suggest that we steal the jewel right under Legrand's nose?
Of course, because I'm an idiot. Our best bet is still Cairo. Everything is prepared. Mr. X will provide us with everything we need. As planned, I'll go to Venice together with the Baroness and board the ship there. You'll do the same, but as surreptitiously as possible.
All right.
And under no circumstances can anyone be permitted to discover our relationship. Understood?
And the rest of the plan is as before?
We just have to get on board the ship.
Then I'll get in the car and we'll meet in Venice.
No, Legrand necessitates a change of plan. You'll go by train as well, and place this envelope on the safe as soon as the train halts in the tunnel. I'll cause a blackout so that you can sneak past the guard. You won't believe who's guarding the safe. That blasted Bobby from London. If you have any trouble, cave his skull in.
And Legrand?
You take care of the letter, I'll take care of everything else. The most important thing is that no one recognizes.
O sea que el polizón este ya estaba desde el tren.
What's the purpose of the letter?
That's not your concern.
I'd just like to know whether I'm risking my life for some game of yours, or whether it's worth it.
Any one of my games would be worth your life. You just do what I tell you.
¿Qué
Stick
carácter?
the letter on the door of the safe or leave it on top of it. I don't care. But the letter has to be there as soon as Legrand shows up after the blackout to make sure everything is in order. Understood?
Yes.
What?
Yes, understood. Hasn't the Baroness grown suspicious?
She's wrapped up in a veil of alcohol, arrogance, and disinterest. Only flattery, gossip, and Belgian chocolate can penetrate it.
Ideal conditions.
I'll be glad to be rid of that old hag. She's my ticket to the most important museums in Europe. But these have been the longest 6 months of my life.
How are the injured guards doing?
How the devil should I know?
You didn't need to do that.
What? Save your bacon?
I'd have made it out on my own.
Oh, yes, the poor security guard. It really wasn't necessary. I'm such a naughty boy.
I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh, please, please, don't be angry with me. I won't do it again.
I don't know. We have the first eye, and we only just escaped.
Tell me you're not suggesting that we should be satisfied with that? One eye alone is nothing more than an expensive bauble. But both eyes together are a legend. My greatest triumph.
Shouldn't I put the eye somewhere for safekeeping? Just in case Legrand searches our things.
I'll hide the jewel in the Baroness's luggage. I already know where. Legrand won't dare search her belongings, and even then, he'll never be able to open the secret compartment.
Okay, so we'll see each other in Venice.
And not sooner. Here, take your travel documents. We may not have an opportunity to meet in Venice.
Okay, fine. Huh, that's the first change of plans so far. Whatever. Looks like I'll be going to Venice by train.
Debo subir al tren como sea para entrar así, como así, no es una opción. O sea, que estamos aquí, ahora tengo que ir haciendo.
Some of the passengers got off the train to stretch their legs, but this man started his journey right here in Zurich. He waited a good 10 minutes for the train and began to get impatient. Judging by the bag, he's a doctor. He radiates self-confidence, almost arrogance. Clothes maketh the man. Put a uniform on a short, old, rather chubby little man, and they'll show him all due respect, even if he's only a constable. The uniform alone gives him power, and that counts for a lot in this part of the world. I'd better not interrupt their conversation. As long as they're talking to each other, they're distracted and paying less attention to their surroundings. Sometimes you can find useful things in a waste bin, but this one seems to have been emptied recently. The conductor from the train. He's keeping a watchful eye on his passengers and their luggage. The train's been held up, and he seems to want to prevent further delays. He'd see me if I tried to board the train. I don't think I could lure him away. One of the passengers would have to ask him for something. It would be best if I could get my hands on his clothes somehow. The conductor's uniform would be the ideal disguise. He'd see me if I tried to board the train.
Tengo que conseguir.
British Museum, one casualty, £5,000 damage, culprit unknown. Return of the Raven? I'd have escaped anyway, but Inch just couldn't resist playing with dynamite. I hope the security guard recovers soon. There probably isn't a single newspaper between Moscow and Madrid that's not reporting on the burglary. I'm famous. Unfortunately, not for the sort of elegantly executed theft I'd like to be known for. The crate must have had bananas or something in it. It's empty now. It's built out of thin wooden boards. Probably didn't have to bear much weight.
Mira el
Inch
mensaje.
loves the spotlight and has a flair for the dramatic. Why else would he call himself the Raven? I don't like having to risk my own neck as part of his drama. What's the point of leaving messages for his opponent? A ticket for a trip on the MS Lydia from Venice to Cairo, some banknotes, and a passport. Blank. No personal info, no picture. Inch has brilliant contacts in the underworld. He knows the best counterfeiters, technicians, pickpockets, and con men. He remains anonymous, though. Most of them don't even know they're working for him. Mr. X, his contact in Cairo, probably doesn't have a clue who he is. A handy Swiss Army knife. I could probably pry the bottom boards off without too much effort. They're thin, and the nails are short.
Ah, pues esto ya lo antes, hombre. Bueno, algo me llevo. Joder, menos mal que no has metido ruido.
Perfect. It looks like a normal crate. It's now or never.
Hey, you! Scrap!
Yes, sir.
Anda, le acabo de declarar el maletín.
Let the games begin.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Can't you see that I am talking to the constable?
The train is leaving in a few minutes, sir. I have to ask you to board it now.
We should get on. Perhaps we'll be able to continue our conversation during the trip.
I won't stand in the way. Where's my bag?
You left it right there.
I know that. I want to know where it is now.
I don't know. I'll look for it right away. If you gentlemen would get on the train in the meantime...
I will hold you and your employers liable for this.
I'm sure he'll find the bag. Come on, Dr. Gebhardt. I will help you with your luggage.
Fine.
The conductor doesn't really seem to know where to search for the lost bag. Finding a particular piece of luggage at a railway station is like finding a needle in a haystack. You seem to be searching for something. Can I help?
Go away. There's no money to be earned here.
That's not what I mean. I just thought, if you're looking for a brown bag...
Why? Did you steal one?
If that were true, I wouldn't be offering to help you. I saw a little blonde boy take the bag. He ran off with it, over there.
Really? Thanks.
Bueno, parece que ya me lo quito de encima y ahora me subo al tren.
Isn't that the bag?
Where?
Le quiero quitar la ropa, ahora que lo pienso. Bueno, puede ser.
Nothing personal.
Puede ser. Que con un taco así de periódicos le dejamos inconsciente.
No! Oh, man!
O sea que ahora vamos a jugar con la otra parte. ¿Ves? La puerta no puedo abrirla.
Damn, I can't let the professor see me. I shadowed him for days in London. He might recognize me. It was the only window that was open in the station, so it was a good way to get onto the train. And now, it might be my only way out.
O sea, si podemos coger algo.
Professor Lucien seems to travel light. The Baroness's luggage takes up half a freight car. I don't think that the suitcase or the bag contain anything that could help me out. I better leave as little evidence as possible. My God, I barely look like myself. I'm not as good as the Raven at slipping into other roles. He's had decades to perfect it. Whatever. It'll be good enough for the people on the train. Professor Lucien hasn't slept a single night in the cabin yet. The towel is unused. If I twisted it, then I'd have a sort of rope.
Bueno, tengo una especie de cuerda.
The sink. No, that would help me now.
A ver si hay algo más. No parece que haya nada más. Y ahora, esto es la cuerda. Toalla. Con la llave. No sé si me convence esto.
The window to the right should be the Baroness's cabin, and the one on the left is the saloon car. The roof could be my escape route.
Bueno, nos vamos para arriba. Vamos a ver dónde nos lleva esto. De vuelta al compartimento, que se mira el techo.
My head is level with the roof, but the roof is too slanted and smooth to climb. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my hands. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my hands. Whew.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
There's nothing quite like traveling on a train. But I can't just walk in like a delivery man. Looks like a toolbox. Ugh. It's secured with a heavy padlock. I'm not bad at picking locks, but I don't have my equipment with me, and everything's rocking and moving in here. Given these conditions, it'd take a while to pick the lock. That makes it too risky. I'm not bad at picking lock, given these...
Vale. Pues toca ir arriba.
And conductors change several times during the journey. A new face shouldn't seem suspicious to anyone.
Young man?
Yes, sir?
Tell me, when did they switch to self-service on the Orient Express? Should they not have informed the passengers about that in advance?
Forgive me, sir. I was...
And what about my bag? Did your colleague find it?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know.
I expected as much. There will be consequences. And now, bring me my coffee.
Of course, sir.
Me tengo que hacer un café. No me jodas. Un ladrón de éxito es aquel que sabe pasar desapercibido entre la multitud, alguien en quien ni te fijas. En ese sentido, yo no estoy predestinado a la profesión. Destaco mucho, al menos por estos lares. Solo me protegen los prejuicios de otra gente. Esperan que robe bolsos, pero nadie me tomaría por un maestro del robo. Bueno, ya está. Hacer el café.
Beer, wine, champagne, gin, brandy, and whiskey. The richest snobs take the same medicine as the poorest slobs. Some people that need a drink to steady their nerves, doing what I'm doing, but not me. I want a clear head if I'm gonna get this envelope onto the safe.
Vamos a pagar el cafecito al señor.
A dish with old people's candy. Butterscotch, I think. A small portable radio. The reception is surprisingly good here in the mountains. There's still some coffee left. Even pigs get to drink from the finest porcelain. If I mess with the doctor, I might blow my cover. So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve our esteemed passenger his coffee. If I mess with the doctor, I might blow my cover. So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve our esteemed passenger his coffee.
Pues coge el café y llévaselo. Tampoco creo que sea tanto problema.
I won't be able to use the radio, but the antenna, on the other hand, a thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that might come in handy.
Vale.
Locked. A cup of coffee for the gentleman.
Do you know what the problem with people like you is?
You mean our lack of a sense of duty, or our skin color, or a lack of respect for our elders? We have so many flaws.
Oiga, el caramelo. Bueno, pues me llevo el caramelo. Tengo caramelos, antena, llaves, cuchillo. Y parece que más abajo no puedo ir. Con lo cual quiero pensar... detrás del bar ya he estado. A ver si con la antena esta puedo abrir. No. Vamos a ir al otro lado, pues. A ver. Tenemos que esperar a que entremos en el túnel y apague la luz. Pero yo creo que nadie me oye que estoy aquí.
Ventilation shaft supplies the freight car with fresh air. It also seems big enough to climb through. I'd say I found my way in. The cover has 2 hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the 2 screws on the front hold it closed. I can't see anything but the rear of the car through the slots, and that won't do. What I really need is a view of the front.
Vamos a ver todas esas pistas que tenemos, que nos han dado. No se ve el interior del vagón de mercancías. Debe dar con el modo de echar un ojo dentro. El ojo de buey del techo del vagón de mercancías está cerrado. Necesito herramientas para abrirlo.
A thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that always comes in handy. Cover has 2, but the 2 screws on the front hold it closed. I can't see anything but the rear of the car.
Bueno, pues lo vamos a dejar aquí. Creo que es un buen momento para acabar. Abrir el conducto de ventilación. ¿Y con qué lo vamos a abrir? Con esto no, desde luego. Pegar el caramelo de la antena. ¿Y qué he hecho con esto? Antena con caramelo. Bueno, lo dicho, lo dejamos aquí. Seguiremos viendo a ver qué ocurre. Tengo que encontrar unas llaves que probablemente pues estén donde el bar, digo yo. Necesito herramientas para abrirlo. Vamos a hacer algo rápido.
Hey, my pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. Frightening me like that. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past my window.
Be off with you.
Oh, man.
Esto ya me suena haberlo visto, pero desde otra perspectiva. Mira los alicates.
Ah, I can use these.
Phew, that was close.
Bueno, lo dicho, vamos a dejarlo aquí. Yo creo que tendremos que coger esos alicates o algo parecido para abrir ese hueco de ventilación. Ya sabéis, un buen like y un buen comentario. Seguiremos dándole a este de Raven, que parece que nos van a contar la historia desde otro punto de vista. Sed buenos. Nos vemos.